Hello and welcome to the Explainer. If you're tuning in, you're likely a focused learner ready to untangle the complexities of environmental law and compliance. Today, our goal is to completely demystify the Indian Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, the WLPA. We're going to look at what this law actually is, how it's evolved to tackle modern challenges, and, most importantly, the exact step-by-step procedures you must follow to stay compliant if you're dealing with protected flora. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Wildlife Protection Act itself, then look at the evolution of the Act. After that, we'll cover its expanding scope under the 1995 rules, how to declare plant stocks, dealer reporting obligations, and finally, a handy compliance cheat sheet. All right, Part 1, the Wildlife Protection Act, its purpose and significance. This quote from the 2002 amendment absolutely nails the dual purpose of this legislation. It says it's an act to provide for the conservation, protection, and management of wildlife. See, it's not just some blanket ban on interacting with nature. It's a balancing act. It's about fiercely protecting endangered species while rigorously regulating legal custody and trade to ensure the ecological and environmental security of the country. And this brilliantly illustrates the original 1972 framework. It established the chief wildlife warden as the ultimate gatekeeper in any given state, managing sanctuaries, enforcing hunting bans, and issuing vital permits. But, get this, a really surprising fact is that the act actually empowers everyday people too. Citizens who help detect wildlife offenses can literally receive a reward of up to 50% of the court-imposed fine. How cool is that? Moving right along to Part 2, evolution of the Act as a living document. This law isn't stuck in the past. Just look at the timeline. From its inception in 1972, we jumped to 1991, which brought way stricter hunting and trade measures. Then 2002 saw the creation of national boards and reserves. By 2006, the rise of organized wildlife crime forced the creation of the Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, a real game changer. And fast forward to 2022, the amendment formally integrated CITES, the International Trade Convention, directly into Indian law. Which brings us to Part 3, expanding scope and the 1995 rules. Up until now, you might be thinking purely of tigers and sanctuaries. But what about India's endangered flora? It's a pivotal question, isn't it? For decades, the spotlight was totally on animals, but preserving specific endangered plants is equally vital to keeping our whole ecological balance in check. Now, what's really interesting here is the addition of Chapter 3A. This chapter specifically prohibited picking, uprooting, cultivating, or dealing in specified plants without a license. It completely flipped the script for nurseries, botanists, and commercial plant dealers, bringing them firmly under the watchful eye of the chief wildlife warden. So let's talk practical application in Part 4, declaring your plant stocks. If you are a cultivator in the audience, pay close attention because here are your actionable steps. Step 1, you need to assess your actual physical stock. Step 2, fill out the statutory declaration form. And listen, you have a very strict 30-day window to do this. Step 3, submit that declaration directly to the chief wildlife warden. If you miss this deadline, your perfectly legal inventory suddenly transforms into contraband. So, the crucial point is knowing exactly what data to provide. You absolutely cannot just guess here. The statutory form requires the plant's scientific name, its known uses, a really precise description of the stock, the exact quantity in kilos or numbers, the specific premises where it's kept, your procurement date, the source area, and your documentary proof. Being meticulous here is your absolute best defense against compliance violations. Now for Part 5, dealer reporting obligations. Let's move to our next point and see how this builds on what we just learned. If you're a cultivator, you've got that 30-day window for your initial declaration. But what if you're a licensed dealer trading in specified plants or animal derivatives? Well, your obligations are honestly just as strict, if not more so. You have to maintain incredibly precise transaction records, tracking exactly where the material originated and exactly who is buying it. For dealers, meticulous record keeping is what ensures illegally harvested flora and fauna aren't being quietly laundered through legal channels. You've got to constantly track the exact species, quantities, and premises. And keep in mind, designated officers have massive powers of entry, search, and arrest. If your paperwork is a mess, they can literally seize your stock and even arrest suspects without a warrant. No joke. And it's not just a one-and-done deal. Whether you're a cultivator or a dealer, you're tracking a dynamic, ongoing inventory. I'm talking about tracking every single new acquisition, every sale, and every disposal or death of an endangered species.
This constant stream of data gives the government a real-time, completely transparent census of protected species in the commercial market.
Finally, Part 6, the Compliance Officer Cheat Sheet. Let's distill all of this down into your ultimate takeaways. Number 1, strictly adhere to those 30-day declaration deadlines. 2, remember that the Chief Wildlife Warden is your primary point of contact. 3, maintain unassailable, perfect registers detailing your procurement dates and sources. 4, be hyper-aware that any property derived from illegal trade can and will be forfeited to the state government. And 5, ensure you are fully CITES compliant for any international movement.
We'll wrap up today's explainer on this thought. It is so easy to look at these declaration rules and deadlines as just dry, bureaucratic paperwork. But really ask yourself, how does your rigorous legal compliance directly fuel the survival of India's ecological future? By maintaining flawless registers and flat-out refusing to participate in the undocumented gray market, you are directly strangling the supply chains of illegal smugglers. Your compliance isn't just about dodging a fine. It's literally the engine driving the survival of India's incredible biodiversity. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today. Keep learning, and we'll catch you next time.